Okay, I'm going to try to hold the camera this way at a wide angle and see if it uploads correctly on YouTube. Okay, so what I want to talk about is Leave the World Behind. I was telling you about Theology Ed here. Not sure how well you can see Theology Ed. He has part 1 and part 2, and he talks about it. The thing about this, what I was telling you about, this movie, right here, for instance, what I want to point out today is this lady right here, a Hispanic lady. This guy's, one of the guys are driving, and he stops, and she's speaking in Spanish, and she's talking to him in Spanish, but he can't understand, and he freaks out on her because she's asking for help because she's lost out there. And she was telling him about this red gas that drops out of the sky. Well, it's not a red gas. It is
I just want
right there. You see that right there? These are flyers. They're like little brochure flyers. Some of them from, oh, I just noticed. You can see a lion right there. Oh, what a trip. Do you see that right there in the image? That is a trip. Kind of like saying the white lion that's coming in. So anyway, so they got this this red stuff, but they're just a bunch of little red pamphlets of flyers. See if I can find it here to show you what's on them. Some are coming from Korea, I think, and a couple other places. I should have paid more attention about where they were coming from, but they're landing in the United States, right? Well, guess what? Right here, Israeli army drops leaflets in Rafah. You see them? They're dropping down all these leaflets. Now, when we look at this, he's looking at one of the flyers, the leaflets, and it looks like it's got a bunch of pictures or names on it. It looks like, yeah, that's what it looks like. It possibly looks like a hit list or something that's going on. But that just came out today, or yesterday, January 20th. So when I was looking at this, and I was looking at the world behind, and these things that are these letters that are coming out of the sky, how they're warning people, right? And then I was already telling you about the satellites and my internet connection. Because watch this. Watch when I try to pull up Facebook. Oh, is it going to work? Oh, it worked this time. I've been working all morning trying to get Facebook up. But let's see if it'll go, because it usually goes to right here and it won't bring up the screen. It'll bring up the tab, but it won't bring up the page. That's what it was doing too. And then when it did come up, I couldn't click on anything. It was like, see how it shows I have 3 messages, but the page is blank. And if I reset the page, it'll probably take me to some type of void or whatever. But here's another example. My Gmail. I've been having a hard time getting into my Gmail. See, now look at this. I'm still having a hard time this morning. And this is the new Gateway 2000 from Xfinity. It was going way faster than this when I hooked it up. And then now, see, look at my Gmail account. I've been having a hard time getting to my Gmail, but on my phone I can get into it, but I can't get into it on here. See how it just takes forever and ever and ever? See, look at Gmail. It shows the tabs open, but there's nothing there. Isn't that interesting? Facebook, same thing. Shows the tabs open, nothing's there. I can pull up YouTube. I can pull up BitChute. I can pull up my bank and all these other things and anything else. I can pull up Google, but I can't pull up Bing search engine. So let's go here. Leave the world behind. This is one of the scenes I was telling you about, where he's running because he sees all these flyers coming around. Now I want to see if we can figure out where it is about those flyers or what's on those flyers. Or maybe it's going to be in the second part or the first part. Maybe it's in part 1. Let me try to figure that out real quick. But I wanted to mention this and leave the white noise is another one that is real recent too. So leave the world behind. And another thing I want to
anniversary
mention
of when the U.S. declared war in World War II. It had
now. This is the lettering that's written on it, and it's got a red snake. Now, see, Donnie Darko. If you look at the movie Donnie Darko, this is quite interesting because you've got Donnie Darko as being Donald Trump. If you think about Back to the Future, I think it was Biff. Biff is they refer to him as Donald Trump, so Donnie Darko. And for Donnie Darko had to die to end the tangent universe to get back up into the primary universe. So what they're showing is when Trump in 2016 took office, he took us into a tangent universe. And I got to thinking about that the last couple of days. That tangent universe is like the tribulation, right? And this is where people, I don't think, are going to get it, because when you think of tangent universe, so let's see here. I want to go to Back to the Future. Hurry up, Casey. Back to the Future. It wasn't 4. Because remember, Back to the Future 4 is during the train they take off. Oh, that's not Back to the Future 3. They replaced with this guy right here. I want to go. Maybe it was 3. That's interesting. What? Oh, now look at my internet. I'm already having problems with my internet this morning. Come on. Don't do this to me. Oh, boy. I don't know what happened. But in Back to the Future, what the heck, man? What the heck? I don't know what just happened. Okay. That's interesting. Back to the Future timeline. 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 Timeline, I think. Yeah, Back to the Future timeline. Oh, come on. This one.
He hits his mark center stage.
Okay. I think another thing about this movie, Leave the World Behind, is about black and white.
Along with this.
Now, see, there was thunder at the time that he lifted that up. There's thunder and lightning. Remember on iPad Go 2, so the center of our brain right here, the fist, the hand of God. So our spine and the hand of God. The hand of God is right here between and it goes straight down our spine, the arm and the hand of God. So in iPad Go 2, you see this lightning bolt that comes down right here. So Psalms 23, right there. He goes back, where is it? To the timeline. To the board. Where does it go?
Sports almanac. That's how he made his entire fortune.
That's how he made his entire fortune, right? And we know that he's a total millionaire and a billionaire, whatever. Yeah. So anyway, he talks about right here on the wall. The primary universe is right here, and we're down here in the tangent universe, and we need to get back up here in the primary universe. So that's what he's showing, right? Or Theology Ed is showing where right here, Trump or Biff took us into a tangent universe, and now we need to get back up. So that's another thing that's being represented here. Now, you see Doc's white hair. Now, this is interesting. I just caught this. Now, come on. Doc's white hair. Where is it? I think it's this one on my forehead. Let's try to pull it up. Okay. Seriously, I cannot believe how slow this is. It's 9 a.m. right now on 1/21/2024. 40 degrees and light rain. Oh my goodness, the whole system's slow. But anyway, so Leave the World Behind. Let me talk to you a little more about that. So it's about the race. It's about the slavery back in the day. It's about even today how we treat each other, right? And so there's this black family that owned this big house, the White House, and then you've got this white couple that's renting it, right, for the weekend. Well, the white couple doesn't believe the black people, like, how could you afford this house? You know, that type of symbology. When we look at our world today, how we view each other, right? How we view each other's color. And yesterday, when I spent time trying to go through YouTube, looking at other people's videos of how they describe to leave the world behind, you know, and I'm not being racist here. I'm just pointing it out because I love all colors. I've even went out with practically every color there is of people. You know, it's, you know, I've never seen race as a thing. I've always had a problem growing up with my family being racist, and that's another reason why I'm the black sheep of the family, because I'm not like them. But I was observing other African American people reviewing Leave the World Behind, and they're like kind of pushing this narrative that don't trust white people, but that's not what the movie was portraying. It was portraying back in 1619 when the first slaves come over to America, and then of course after that, then we went through the revolution with Abraham Lincoln and stuff like that. So things change, but what they're talking about is the ship, the White Lion ship coming in. Right now, when we look at the White Lion ship, we got to look at it. The White Lion represents Mother Earth, Mother Nature, Mother Earth, I think is what it is, Mother Earth. So the ship, an oil tanker, think of anointing oil, right? Because in this movie, we got to look at both energies, the positive and the negative energy. But at the end of Leave the World Behind, the black and the white come together because New York is being blown up, the world's being blown up. So now they've grown together, realizing they need each other. And if we look back at the Civil War, that was the same thing. The black and whites fought together for their freedom. So they need we need each other. And that's a very important thing because, just look at my body. Like, this would be my right side. Wait a minute. This is my right side, but we'll look at it on this side. So white and black, sun and moon, or the sky and the background of the universe, the white and the dark, half and half, right? The positive and the negative, that type of symbology. Now, this picture, I'm glad we got it up. You should be able to see, there's going to be a guy right there. You'll see him right there. You can see his two eyes and the nose. Now, let's see if I can try to bring him out a little bit more. He's hard to bring out because he's so, I think it's the picture, but there's something right there. And actually, these polka dots up here that I was telling you about are drawn out a design. I think that might be a cat or some other being. Yeah, that looks like some other being up there. But I think that you'll be able to see him. It's like this guy in this long white hair. He's got a long white beard. It's really quite interesting. There's somebody right there as well, but I can't make him out or pull him out for some reason. But yeah, you can see him right there. There's something else right here. Maybe it's an owl because of these eyes. I think it's an owl because the eyes are really big. Looks like a bird. So anyway, I just wanted to show that. Come on, stop that. Stop it. So you got Back to the Future as a timelines and Leave the World. Oh, then you got Leave the World Behind, right? So you got all these Tesla cars blocking the highway so no one can escape the cities, right? So they're all on automatic pilot and they're all crashing into each other to clog up the highways so no one can get out. And then I noticed on these interviews that they're doing black and white. And if you look at Julia Roberts and that other guy, this guy right here, Julia Roberts and him are doing interviews, and then these two are doing interviews. So they're trying to get the message across pretty much how we need each other. This guy right here, he is a hoarder, or not a hoarder, he's one of those preppers, stalkers, and he's got a gun. He doesn't want, to be anybody, but at the end of the movie, he apparently comes close to everybody. It's kind of, everybody comes together because everything's being bombed or whatever. Then there's the symbology of the deer, the buck deers. Then I also want to mention this painting right here in the background of this wall. The painting has got a lot of black and white, which is interesting because from a distance you can see pictures in that painting. See, because that looks like a face and that looks like a little, I don't know, there's something. But anyway, it's showing at the beginning where these like thick black lines were going down and the white lines were going up. In other words, it's saying the white are on top of the ship and the black people are below the ship. Okay. Now, when it gets near the end of the scene, it looks black and white spotted everywhere. In other words, it's like saying they come together, right? So they're both up at the top now. They're all over the ship. They're not just in one. That's just my perspective. And the reason why I'm putting this out there and sharing with people is like, see how eventually they start dancing, they get along because they're rapping out or they're rocking out the music, old albums. So a lot of things happen. Oh, and the sun, some type of radiation or something happens, and she goes into a bunker. She's the one that has like this communication with all the deer. And she likes watching the movie Friends, right? I'll be there for you. That's her theme, right? I'll be there. She's just wanting everybody to be there for each other, right? I'll be there for you, finding somebody. But again, the signs are just happening all over, right? That are unfolding right now. And then we've got Israel, which refuses to stop bombing, right? And now is not listening to the United States. I've seen videos on that too on YouTube, where they're saying that Israelis cut off talks with the U.S. It's like they don't want to hear about stopping the genocide, which is pretty much what it seems like it's becoming, because they've already killed 25,000 Palestinians. I don't know. It's just so odd, isn't it, you guys, that Israel is trying to eradicate or, totally wipe out another human species, when we're not like that. If anything, we should be. It's like taking a criminal and putting him in jail or whatever, and bringing him out and not giving him the help that he needs to get fit back into society, or to change their mind or give them the chance. Instead, they just kill them. So, which, in my opinion, is wrong. But anyway, so when we go back here, this is kind of like the same representation that was on Back to the Future. We need to get back up here to the primary timeline. And that's why I looked at this last night and I'm like, the 7-year tribulation, because 2016 to 2023 is 7 years. And then 2024, all this stuff started kicking off. Very interesting. I don't know. I just wanted to put that out there, that everybody, get an eye view of what is actually happening right now, and how they're dropping this stuff from the sky. And then here we see it in Leave the World Behind, where they're dropping all these letters. Oh, I want to see because they have the key to this room that's in this house, and it's kind of like saying the White House.
But what you have is a key opening. This is the beginning of the Tangent universe, and it's going to take us into the problems. Immediately after this scene, we see, and you see the eerie music is going on during this scene. We go into
it's a barometer.
We see problems. We see evidences of the
pressure.
Attack. Okay, the key has been turned.
The key has been turned, right? Okay, when she opens it up is where they have the civil war of all these people in there, right? Okay, this is the oil tanker coming in. These are all the interesting locations and stuff. Okay, I want to try to find the one with the white lion, so the oil tanker. Remember on iPet Goat 2, maybe I can see if I can check that out. iPet Goat 2. Where the mother and the child are sitting there. Here we go.
When you download the Fred Meyer app.
Alrighty. And thank you very much. I think it's mother and child is right. Where is mother and child? Right here. So it's kind of like saying an oil tanker, right? Or you can look at that as some type of tanker or something. But you got the anointing oil. She's dressed in black. She's got red on. if you look at Leave the World Behind, black and red, anointing oil, and she's even got red right there on her. So it's like saying the oil tanker is coming in. Isn't that interesting? Look at the tip of that shape right there. Looks like the oil tanker. In 23, oh, interesting. I think it was in Leave the World Behind. There's when they were having problems with the television. I think it was 1:15 to revolt on the Little George, June 6, 66, 1730. So interesting. The sixth letter means weapon, ZZ.